Hello gardening fans, welcome to July in Marvin Gardens 2009. July, the high holy days of vegetable gardening as I call it, when the garden is most active, and we've got so much going on that we better get started. I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 parts anyway because YouTube only allows for 10 minutes a shot. Anyway, Jessie is doing what she does best, of course, working on a very promising hole from what I understand. And over here where we usually start with chives, I've got a hay mulch down which kind of brings them out to the foreground. They're always ready and available all summer long. And here's cucumbers. Look at how nicely they have climbed the ladders here that I put up. We get little cucumbers that sort of hang down in midair, which are kind of nice. Got a jumbo size one over here. That's a nice cucumber. We've been eating quite a few. There's another one hiding down there, and one right there. That's a good looking one. Anyway, lots of cucumbers so far. They are coming in fast and furious, as are the zucchini. These are like the most attractive zucchini that, if I can find this one, that I've grown. There's nice little striping on there. Really nice. And over here in the other summer squash categories, we've got yellow squash. They're also coming in more or less profusely. And don't get dizzy on me. One more kind of summer squash here. We got scallop squash, sunburst, and that's a little one, but we have a couple here that are ready to be harvested. That one in particular, and right next to it is that one. All looking pretty good. Now, look what's going on in the pumpkin patch, huh? Those red plates, I just like to set the pumpkins on something to keep them up off the ground, and it seems to discourage the rodents a little bit, but everywhere you see one of those red plates is a pumpkin that is has been pollinated and is starting to swell up. So we've got quite a few. In fact, here's a brand new little one that I haven't even put a plate under yet. But as you can see, they're doing pretty well. And speaking of doing pretty well, as you can see, Molly is back to her old self. She's just having a blast out here in the garden. And we think she was just under a little bit of pain from a irritated disc, which sometimes happens with dachshunds, but she is back to her old self and doing great. All right, pole beans. Look at the pole beans. They are certainly climbing the poles. This, which is the red noodle yardlongs, they're not quite blooming yet, but if you look over here on the more traditional vortex, they're not only blooming, but these little guys here are, in fact, little green beans. And give them a couple more weeks, they will be very ready to eat. Nice looking pole beans. Something's been eating my soybeans. I think it's bunnies. They tend to get in here even though I have fencing that's supposed to keep them out. But they've just been chopped off repeatedly. This group of them is doing a little bit better on this end. Seems that they were eating from the other end. But looks like if I'm going to grow soybeans, I'm going to have to probably put them behind chicken wire, same way that I've done with the brassicas. But this is the lima beans, which were supposed to be bush limas, but are acting more like pole lima beans. And they are climbing these little ladders that I put up since they were acting like pole beans. But I don't know, they sort of seem to be somewhere in between a bush bean and a pole bean. Either way, they're climbing, so, and they're starting to bloom too, so that's good. Can you see that? Yeah. Meanwhile, the brassicas are doing great. Brussels sprouts, it's too early to see any Brussels sprouts, really, though all those little dots there will eventually be Brussels sprouts. The cabbages are heading up very nicely. These are nice, firm, round little heads, and they show no signs of any problems. And Molly's checking because we did have some bunnies in here earlier in the week. The broccoli is almost completely done, but we still have a few more little secondary heads there that we can harvest, and we will be harvesting very shortly. And that'll probably be the last of it for the broccoli, but we did get quite a few good heads, and they're holding well in the refrigerator inside. So we still have yet to eat what we've got. The leeks are also doing quite nicely. Look at the size of this one. I don't know if you can really see how fat that is, but that's a nice leek. Hopefully they'll stay nice and tender for a while. The peas are done for. This is what they look like. They just kind of burn up once they're all done for. But we got a great pea harvest. Got a few more here. Where's my hand? There it is. A few more peas that we'll pull off probably tonight. But that's just about it for the peas. We'll do a second crop later on. Greens. We've got lots of greens, some of which I've let go too long, but this third planting is really ready to go, and since I've been sort of chopping off rather than pulling them out, even the first planting is offering some more, so that's pretty good too. These secondary peppers I put in where the spinach used to be are coming up okay. I put some cages around them just to give them some support. And here's a nice little radish, pretty good. And these beets, now these beets, they probably look red there, but let me see if I can put the camera down here and show you something. Hang on just a second. I want to show you what is really neat about these beets, if I can. There we go. Now, can you see that? I think you can. Now, if you've ever cooked with beets, traditional red beets, and you mix them with other vegetables, they just absolutely turn everything red. These, however, you get that nice beet flavor, but look at that color. That yellow color, golden. They're called golden touchtone, and they're really great, and they do not interfere with the colors of the other vegetables when you do stir fry, which is what we do. Mixed vegetable stir fries a lot around here. Speaking of stuff that's coming in okay, those are carrots once I got the camera on them. Again, these are purple variety. What the heck are these? Purple rain. That's what they are. Right, Jess? You thinking you might like carrots? I don't think you'll like them so much. But anyway, carrots are coming in. They're not quite full size yet, but they're certainly harvestable. So we have been. And here's the evening glass of wine, and you are here. So you know when you are here, because this is a nice place to be, especially in the evening. Now, onions. Onions are pretty much done for. As you can see, they're all falling over, but that's not a bad sign. That just means they're done. And we kind of had mixed results this year. As you can see, some of these candy onions are just good. Those are nice, nice big. I'm having trouble finding my own hand here, but anyway, nice big, plump, meaty candy onions. But then some of these others are not so big, although they did okay. I think some of them got a little smothered by the potatoes, which are right next door here. And then we've got our rogue plants. We're not really sure what these are. They're certainly not onions. Maybe garlic, maybe leek. But I'm not going to pull them out quite yet because they don't look like they're done doing whatever it is they're going to do. So I'll wait until they look like they're starting to die back, and then I'll pull them out and we'll see what they are. I'm guessing they look like well, they don't exactly look like leeks, but maybe garlic. Who knows? Anyway.